So for you, you feel like your hair is dirty.
Well, I know it is because I can feel it.
Right, but do you think other people can think that it's dirty?
Um, Maybe people who know, but probably I don't know.
Probably not.
Uh,
I mean, I want to present that. Like, leave that in the comments section. Does her hair look dirty?
No.
So
Sad for
I
you.
would. Does it? Because you have it down now. Do you think it looks dirty? If you think you agree with her, it looks dirty. Can you please
No, I didn't
just
say
leave
it
that
looks,
in the comment section?
I didn't say it necessarily looks dirty. I said it is dirty and I need to wash it. So in my mind, I know it's dirty. So I like my scalp needs to wash.
Well,
and stuff.
now you're changing what you were saying a little bit earlier.
Because
Okay.
I said I didn't want to put it down because it's dirty. But I know most people probably can't. Please don't say that my hair looks
Okay.
dirty.
Anyway, so Kampai, let's get our show on the road today. It's been a pretty slow week, guys. I won't lie to you.
It's been a long time since we've done this too.
Yeah, it's been so. Typically, I'm trying to do this like once every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a busy time.
It's been a bit busy. I'm starting a new short, superhero short with a few stunt friends. It's gonna be really awesome.
More than a few. It's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be a pretty epic if we get it done.
No, we will. It'll be epic.
Well, it's gonna be epic, and hopefully I'll have that done and ready to be presented maybe at the end of July.
I was thinking August.
Maybe
By the time
August
all
the
the
latest.
editing and everything's done.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes to make a movie short, especially one that's filled with action and special effects.
Yeah.
It takes resources and it takes time and a lot of planning, and maybe we'll have some really cool behind the scenes footage to show you guys. And when the whole thing is done, have a big old premiere, and
That'd be cool.
that'd be pretty cool. Main topics today. There's two trailers that dropped over the last week. Halo Infinite,
This morning.
or I should say two trailers that are new and kind of excited in the whole gamer sphere.
Yeah.
And it's Halo Infinite,
Yeah.
and Crash Bandicoot 4. I don't know how much history you have with those two games. So,
Very little, honestly.
well, how come? Why is that?
Well, our first console, me and my siblings.
Yeah.
Well, consoles, a handheld, was the Game Boy Brick, the big old baddie, the boo, the gray guy.
Oh, the one with the green screen with and it had, use pixel. Yeah. I love that.
It was just like 2 shades of green. The background was green. The little guys were greener.
All right.
My life is a little bit complicated, just
But you moved a lot.
because we moved a lot. We only came to the States every other year.
Yeah.
So when we got a console, we held on to it for a long time. And then after that, we put our money together again for 2 years, and then
Okay, so you guys didn't have a lot of money.
right? So 2 years after, then we got the Genesis,
And then
which I don't even know what console people were on by then. But
what year was that when you got the Genesis?
it was deep in the 90s.
Deep, like late 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, these guys were really
We
behind.
were really behind.
So I mean, so it goes to say that you were into games, but maybe not as caught up.
Yeah, way not caught up.
That sounds like you were one console generation
I
behind
think
every time.
at least one.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, my parents didn't buy us the things.
Yeah.
We had to put our money together, and we had to buy it.
Perfectly understand. You're one console behind. You completely skipped the PlayStation,
Completely.
and you went straight to PS2.
We had a stint with the Cube. We had the game
For a little bit,
For
GameCube. Good old
like-
GameCube. The most underwhelming system that has ever existed.
Yeah, we had it for a month or two, a couple months.
Okay. So the GameCube was that generation, and then you went straight to PS2.
Yeah.
Completely missing out on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after the PS2, and then
PS2 was traded in for the 360.
for 360. Oh, so you
Yeah.
did have a Microsoft system for a little bit, or for a while actually.
A
Yeah.
good while.
Yeah. And you never played Halo?
My brother had it, but by then I was in university.
So you had other
so
distractions.
I had other.
Yeah.
I didn't have that much time, so I never got good at first-person shooters. And there was a lot going on in Halo, and I didn't have my hand-eye coordination.
First-person shooters require time to learn. They're very different, and during the Xbox phase, which you completely skipped, the first Xbox, that's when first-person shooters, really kind of made a jump from PC to console games.
Yeah.
It's always been a big thing ever since Doom.
Yeah.
But consoles never knew how to quite handle the
controllers. And
stuff. And
And the one thing I do regret is I never got into BioShock, which looks super cool.
BioShock is cool. One of my favorite games, actually.
But I tried to play it again when we on the PS3, I think it was. But it was late.
Actually, it was Xbox 360.
Was it 360 still?
Because we had at this time we were together,
yeah.
and I had a 360 and a PS3.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it was on the Xbox, but he was working late, and it was night, and I got scared.
Jeez.
So I stopped.
So BioShock was too scared for her. She should definitely not play something like Dead Space.
No.
Or any Resident Evil game for that matter. You missed that whole generation. You missed the whole Halo fad.
Yeah.
Halo. Let me just give you a little background. Halo was known for its really good story for a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Especially for such an action. Yeah. And it introduced really first-person shooting to mainstream console gamers. So anyway, the Halo Infinite teaser just came out today.
Yeah,
we just watched it before this.
It kind of missed me because
you have no
I
experience.
have no experience. I know,
Master Chief, yeah.
I know Master Chief and stuff, but I don't know who that voice is. I don't know why I should care that they're back.
In the teaser, right?
Yeah.
So in the trailer, what's happening is that there's a declaration from what I assume is the New Covenant. So what is the Covenant? The Covenant, so in the original...
Those alien guys.
Yeah, in the original Halo series, the Covenant was a group of different alien species that were united under one philosophical and religion. And in that religion, the Halos were sacred.
The rings.
Those rings, right? Which were mass weapons. They're actually weapons, but they were sacred to these guys. And so Halo takes place on those rings.
The one thing I do know about Halo, it was supposed to be a trilogy.
It was supposed to be a trilogy from
15
Bungie.
games over. It's like, more money.
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
That's Microsoft's pride and joy. Yeah, they will never ever let go of Halo.
That's what I was saying. You can't until you have like another really big hit.
Will never happen. Yeah.
Exclusive.
Even today, when I think of Microsoft, I think of Halo. And Halo was developed by Bungie.
Yeah.
That's the company.
Yeah.
Bungie has very little to do with Halo these days.
Yeah. Because I think they really were like, no, it's a trilogy, and we're done.
Yeah, and they're done, and they had the pride to move on to Destiny and other games. So.
Oh, I like Destiny.
Destiny's a good game.
I do wish it wasn't online.
That's just
it's
a little unfortunate.
Problem,
yeah, we love our co-op couch games. Teaser. So what's happening in the teaser is that the New Covenant, which I believe are the surviving members of that old Covenant.
He said something along those lines.
Yeah. They are trying to recapture the Halo and carry forward without something called the Prophets. The Prophets were like the leaders of the Covenant. But it gets a little bit more complicated, but, that's the gist of it. And, so it kind of gets me excited as a Halo player. When I watch that, it kind of gets me excited and makes me feel that they're returning to those roots, because they kind of botched it with Halo 4 and every other parts of the story after. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't even really play Halo 4 because of this, and I'm no interest. So now they're trying to return to that original formula. This is the Covenant. You might have something interesting like Master Chief is teaming up with some of the alien species to fight against the other alien species. That could be interesting. So I'm a little bit more excited now that I know that in the story. Teaser trailer didn't show much, but that's okay. It's a teaser.
It's a teaser, yeah.
But when you think of a teaser movie trailer, they show like half the movie, and they say, this is just a teaser. There's even more excited trailer coming. It's like, oh geez, if that's the teaser, 2-minute, 3-minute.
No, that's not true.
Synopsis
not
of
for
the story.
Teasers. Those are for actual trailers. Teasers are like a minute.
Right now, when we're done, go on YouTube, search teaser trailer for any Marvel movie, and tell me that's a teaser.
Okay.
Yeah, it really isn't anymore. But other than that, Crash Bandicoot 4 trailer came out, And again, you missed the PlayStation
I
era, so you
did.
missed both PlayStation and Xbox.
I did.
So you missed. I will not lie to you. You missed probably 100 good games and franchises.
At least.
Yeah, because you missed those two systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited about Bandicoot though. I mean, I didn't get the history of it, but it looked fun.
When you saw the trailer.
Yeah,
at
the
least?
trailer just now.
It's a pretty fun game.
And I did like that it seemed like they kept to the platforming thing,
Mm-hmm.
which I like. I always hate, like, not I don't always hate, but I feel like Mario is like, oh, I have a Mario game, Mario World. Like this doesn't feel like Mario.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that she brought this up, and I have a theory on this. So you're saying you liked the trailer because you felt like they kept true to the original formula.
Yeah, and it looked, I mean, true, but not like they didn't like stick to it concretely, but it's like in the same vein, right?
Yeah.
Because I loved Sega. I love Sonic, and I love like those platforming games, Rayman.
So let me ask you this: if they made a new Sonic game, with this, what you just said,
Yeah.
if they made a new Sonic game and it was exactly like Sonic 1, how would you feel about that?
See, not exactly. I want to be the same.
Well, let's say updated graphics. But
Well,
it has the same side-scrolling, say, and he has new powers. Now he can float for a second. He puts on a mask, and now Sonic can float for a second and fly for a second. But it's that same side-scrolling feeling.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but
Yeah.
I don't need it to be a side-scrolling, but still like kind of like a platforming like thing. I enjoyed it.
So this is
So I wouldn't be
interesting.
mad at it,
So she
honestly.
liked that teaser trailer, never playing Crash Bandicoot, but she liked it because it stuck to its original formula.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I did play Crash Bandicoot, and I kind of hate that they didn't experiment more. We have 3 games that have that same concept.
Yeah.
For something that's next gen, PS4 would be next gen for the Crash Bandicoot series, and like,
Or was it for PS4? I thought it was for PS5.
no, it's PS4, and
cool.
yeah, I'm actually a little disappointed. Like, they added some new powers,
Yeah.
but
It's not new enough for you.
it really isn't. I like.
So you want it to be like shooting and like dodging bad guys and ducking behind boxes now?
So
Like,
let's give you another example. So the Mario, like the jump from side-scrolling Mario to Mario 64, that's next gen, right? They change the dimensions and they change what is possible.
Yeah.
I appreciate those efforts in sequels rather than this, which brings me to my next point. I feel like this is just a slapdash thing,
just to get
last
something.
minute, just to get some money. I'm guessing Naughty Dog is still the publishing company. I think Sony
That's
needed
a
a
big
big hit
Yeah.
to end the PS4,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, let's end it with Crash Bandicoot,"
Yeah.
and so they just kind of
Threw it
threw this.
together.
Yeah. So this game's not gonna really make any waves. That's my prediction. It's not gonna be what
Yeah,
it should have
it's
been.
not gonna be some like people aren't gonna be busting down the doors at GameStop trying to get it.
No.
Um,
How could it? It looks exactly like the first 3.
but the other thing also is there aren't that many games for casual gamers
Mm-hmm.
and B young gamers.
Well, that's cool.
So most of the stuff is like shoot 'em ups, and if you have a small kid, you don't want them to be like blood and guts and all this violence. They need some younger games.
I agree with that, but it doesn't have to be Crash Bandicoot. You can make Stash Raccoon. Stash the Raccoon. And you can
That's
let them
worse.
do. Well, I'm saying it doesn't have to be Crash Bandicoot, and that Crash Bandicoot is very recognizable IP. It's
Yeah.
a very big IP that had the potential of selling millions if they had done it properly. And the people who grew up on it are now older. They don't want kiddie games.
Yeah, but the people who are older, who played the originals, probably now have kids who want their kids to be playing it. Because my sister got Sonic for her son.
Because she used to play when she was younger.
Play when she was younger, and she got to like show off her moves, right? He's like, "Mommy, I'm stuck on this," and she's like, "Let me show you." Like, whoa, how did you do that?
So
like, I got it.
in the marketing department, you may tell you what I would tell them if they had told me that as an explanation why they did Crash Bandicoot 4 this way. Why not remastered 1, 2, 3? Save a whole lot of money, and you still preserve your IP. Because now Crash Bandicoot 4 and 5 I won't take seriously. I'm like, this is just. But let's wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
The gameplay mechanics might be very interesting and very convincing, but I think they lost a lot of steam by releasing this the way they did.
Yeah.
Some people will be excited. I'm not. But
Well, maybe, probably not. But maybe they have like you play this world this way, and you play this world this way. Like different levels have different games. Probably not. It's too much work.
Yeah, I looked at the trailer and I looked at even some of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And because I played the original 3, I can tell you it's
Exactly
pretty much the exact same game. But you do have one or two extra powers that make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
But this is not. I'm just saying that they ruined an opportunity. Crash Bandicoot 4 could have been the Mario 64 of the next gen consoles, PS4 upward.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's wait until it comes out and then give the final verdict. Because today is a gaming episode. Last but not least, Nintendo has gotten out of the mobile gaming department. They're not developing any more mobile games. So, first off, what do you think about that? And I have a prediction of what your first thought on that is. Which would be, wait a minute, they made mobile games?
Yeah.
I think everyone heard us say, wait, they were making mobile games? Yeah, they were. They were trying to. They made a whole department for it. They invested a whole ton of money. Their stock rose some ridiculous percentage after Pokemon Go came out. It was because it was such a huge hit.
Oh, they did do Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it was a huge.
It was a huge hit. Jeez.
Who remembers that one summer in 2017?
16.
It was 2016.
Yeah,
I don't even remember which year. 2016,
I had coworkers with their phone in their pockets their whole day.
Oh, that was a big year. Jeez. I remember when you see like newscasters playing Pokemon Go while the news is going on. Yeah, it's like it was a big hit. They really thought that they had hit something.
They did.
They did, but it's just
not enough for a whole department.
Not enough for a whole department. They had one hit. But they had really big ambitions, and it just didn't pan out. They released a few more games, and now they realize no one cares. Pokemon Go is an afterthought.
A one-hit wonder kind of.
Well, now it's even an afterthought. No one's playing it.
Yeah.
The original concept of how they were going to sell it and make money off of it was genius. They pretty much wanted to have a premium, like they were charged businesses at a premium to have really rare Pokemon at their business.
Clever.
Yeah, it was an incredibly inventive advertising scheme, in my opinion, and they could have built a whole world around it. But just taking photos of a Pokemon.
I think there wasn't more to it. Like you.
I haven't played it in a long time, but
I feel like you had to battle them. You didn't just take a photo of them. You had your Pokemon in your thing,
did. You
and then you
them.
Went to. Again, I never played Pokemon. I couldn't be bothered.
But it was an in-depth battle, right? So it wasn't like you've never played Pokemon, so you don't know.
Yeah, I played for a very little bit, like a week or two, and I got bored. And
oh, you got bought a Pokemon? Why, yada. No, but Pokemon. So Pokemon was like an RPG. So you had your attack schemes and kind of strategies.
I probably didn't give it enough time, honestly.
Yeah, if you like any RPG, you have to love Pokemon if you play it through. And it had a very cute story. Every Pokemon, like Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
I think my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Yellow. But moving on from that.
I think my brother's one was too.
So but moving on, so the mobile section has been shut down. And oh no! But the reason for it was because, do you know why they shut it down?
Too much money?
That's a really good guess. No, not too much money. The opposite of too much money.
Too little money? Wait, I was saying that they were spending too much money.
Oh.
Not that they were getting too much money.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No.
Okay. Well,
they were spending too much money and not getting a big enough return.
That's part of it. And also the final nail in the coffin was that Animal Crossing boosted their stock sales by 15%. Yeah.
Jeez.
Animal Crossing sold a shitload over this pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's a very casual game for the Switch that everyone has seemed to love. I'm not a casual gamer, so I don't know.
And also we don't have a Switch.
And we don't have a Switch because I'm not a casual gamer. They're both kind of lent one another. But after the success of Animal Crossing, they were like, well, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
let's just focus on the Switch. So, if you had any aspirations for more mobile games from Nintendo, I'm sorry.
If you knew that mobile games were a thing from Nintendo.
Yeah, if you knew it was a thing at all.
Yeah.
So sad. So, bonus story, if you want to sign up for Starlink's internet service,
Yeah.
you can go to, I think they have their own website right now. And if you don't know what Starlink is, it's SpaceX's internet service provider that they're trying to get started by the end of the year. They already sent about 500 satellites into space.
Crazy.
So it's satellite internet, but the goal is to cover the whole planet with satellites and have really low latency times for internet while being competitive against things like 5G, which apparently the world is against 5G. I'm against it too because I don't want more towers.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing towers. So if we can do it safely at low orbit, and we have a receiver that could pick it up, we could probably lower that kind of the radio frequency, the strength of it, and still get really pretty good internet speeds.
But this way, if you just like sign up for it, and you get X amount dollars monthly, and you just log onto your phone, that is going to help the world tremendously.
So yeah, the way it works actually is that you have a little satellite dish that's a receiver that needs to pick up the satellite signals, and then that will hook up to a router, a wireless router that your devices can connect to.
Everybody can sign up for it? I thought it was only people at high latitudes.
Well, you can sign up so that when it's available in your area, they will alert you, and you may get on the beta test.
Cool.
So you may get on the beta test, so that's a really cool thing. And yeah, I think this will promote internet use around the world, and I think this will benefit a lot of people. I'm very excited for Starlink, so I'm waiting for that. If you see me looking in this corner, there's a huge ass spires. You can see the fangs.
It's not huge. He's tiny.
It's a tiny spider, but the fangs are going like this.
He's actually quite cute.
Do you see the
do.
The fangs are fucking moving. God, being outside sucks. This might be the last time.
No.
No, we have our morning coffee on the balcony of this establishment. Anyway, thanks for joining us.
This establishment.
Thanks for joining us. So yes, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and just be part of the community as we're growing this thing. And definitely look out for the our action short.
And
it's going to be a big surprise.
August-y?
Yeah, around August it's probably going to be released, but we're really excited to release it, and I think it brings in a new era, not only for this channel but for this type of space for the everyday blurs. So I'm excited.
It'll be awesome.
So, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and check out our other videos, which you can see somewhere around here.
So annoying.
In this area. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.